Hi guys, Tom Morrison here and welcome to part 3 of our 4-part series on complete shoulder training. So if you've not seen part 1 and part 2, go back and watch those boyos. If you have, however, let's get into our next one. So come with me. So in the first video we covered our upwards push and pull. In the second video we covered our horizontal push and pull, and in this video we're going to cover our downwards. So we had our circle, hang on, here, and this was our shoulder. First video, like I said, up for push and pull. Second video, we covered these two boyos here. So today we're going to cover this one, the one going down the way. That's the one we're going to cover today. So let's get started. So for our downwards push, we're going to use dips, okay? So ring dips are one of the best ones to build yourself up to. And don't worry if you can't do these. I'm going to show you a couple of other regressions for it as well. But ideally, you want to get to the rings, okay? So they're one of the best things for your overall shoulder training, as they force you to have to brace properly, okay? So your full lockout position would be at the top here. Press down as hard as you can. Ideally, you want to have the hands turned out as well. This is a lot harder than it looks. From here, nice long neck. Make sure you can turn your head left and right. Anytime you're doing anything with your shoulders, make sure your neck is nice and relaxed and you're not like this and all tense, because that's how people get like really tight traps and necks and stuff whenever they're training. They're just tense in the wrong places. So you want to have as little tension as possible in the places you're not using, so that you can give everything to what you are using. So from here, hoppa, dips, get down, nice and low, and then press back up. Couldn't be any easier than that. Nice and low, press, back up. Go for a nice full range of motion. Make sure you're getting down to wherever you feel that you're getting a bit of a stretch in the shoulder, okay? So if you feel like you're going all the way down to here and you're starting to feel like you're pushing in and grinding, or it just doesn't feel comfortable, then maybe that's not the depth you should go to. So again, make it long term and progressive. If you can dip to here and you feel okay, and you want to try after 3 or 4 sessions, maybe going a little bit lower, see how it feels, and then work your way down into that end range of motion, then that'll set you up in future for more things like muscle ups and more advanced sort of shoulder stuff, which requires a bit more of shoulder extension. This is incredibly important for how your shoulders work, okay? So everybody gets really caught up with trying to stretch out here as much as possible, but you gotta remember about this as well. Your shoulder extension, being able to get that shoulder back too, so it's a very important movement to strengthen. Another variation as well, can you see from here? So I go to the bench. Can you still see me? I think you can. So here, this variation is going to be slightly different because you're going to be in front of where your arms are, so you're going to be going down at a slightly different angle. So this still has lots of great benefits, but it's slightly different, okay? With the rings, you're going straight down like that. So with the bench, you'll be going backwards slightly. So again, there's benefits to both, and if you can do both, then hitting a bunch of sets of these and then drop setting it with a regression is a great way to do bodyweight drop sets, as I like to call them. So you're going to be, using regressions as ways to decrease the intensity so you can get more volume in, so that ultimately then you're going to be able to increase your sets on the harder progressions a lot faster because you're getting that volume in, okay? So instead of just doing 5 sets of 5, say, of ring dips, you're then going to do extra reps there, so that will help you to get to like being able to cope with doing 5 sets of 10 ring dips and stuff like that. So if you don't have rings, you can also set up a few boxes at the sides so that you'll still be going down into that position, and just be more aware when you are doing them on something that isn't wibbly wobbly. That's why I like wibbly wobbly things, because they make your core have to switch on. You'll realize very quickly if you are not braced when you're trying to do a ring dip, because you'll just go and fall down. So if you are doing them on something that's stable, make sure you're still giving that attention to here and you're really bracing tight so that you're getting the most out of your training whenever you are doing them. Now, that is your downwards push. Now we need our downwards pull. You could go a little bit more ridiculous and do things like this, up into this position, and then pull yourself up from here. But again, it's not really something you'll see many people doing. I don't really do it. I can do it, but I don't really do it. but it's that same principle. You're looking at something that makes you pull this way, okay? So let's set up in a different way. Our single arm dumbbell row is going to be one of the things you want to include in your training. Now, obviously for your single arm dumbbell row, you will need a dumbbell. There we go. So from here, set yourself up, put your knee on something. You can do this stand as well. So we're not really going to get into the whole like which variation is best. I don't care which one you do, just do some of them, okay? So from here, you have a few different options. You have either keeping your arm locked into position and pulling back this way. Now, I know this looks like the idea for the ring row and stuff like that as well, but this is different, okay? So from here, you can either sit up a bit more, pull this way. You can change the angle so that you're having to pull this way. Again, as long as you know which one you're doing is the most important thing. The other variations you can do would be to reach slightly forward. So now you're stretching out the lat and then driving the elbow back, okay? So you're actually bringing the shoulder forward and then rowing it back. The other variation is keeping the shoulder set, pulling back, like that. And then another variation would be to rotate on the way up, okay? Now, like I said, none of these are wrong. They just all have different benefits. So if you want to work on rotation while pulling, that's a good one to do. If you want to work on not rotating while pulling, then you do the other variation. If you want to work on a really good full range of motion, you'll have to go lighter, but it's a really good thing to do as well. Now, the other variation you would have as well, if you're going, say, really heavy, you'll probably have seen people doing this before, whenever they jolt it up, and then they give themselves a wee hip drive, which almost gets their body down to it, and then they go up, and then they lower it down, so it's like, and then down, okay? So that's a more explosive variation, which you'll be able to go heavier with. Again, still has benefits, it's not wrong. Just always be aware of what you're doing. If you're down and you're just, some of the reps are like way out here, some of them as you start to get tired, you're starting to do this, and things like that there, that's what we don't want. We don't want you not having control over the movements that you're doing. We don't want your shoulders doing their own thing. So, use the single arm dumbbell row as part of your training as well. Very beneficial, and something like, even if you are only into bodyweight training, things like that, you know, it's still a good thing to have, like I said, to complete your program. Very important thing if you do CrossFit, weightlifting, anything like that, to add that stuff in. And again, focus on getting that good lat awareness and getting that good pull. And again, control it, know what you're doing. If you're going heavier, then still assess your technique. Make sure you're doing the technique that you think you're doing and not just, you know, reacting to whatever's happening with the weight, you know, letting your body do its own thing. That's what you want to avoid the most with that. So that's our two we're going to use for our downwards. So that's all 4 of the directions covered. So stay tuned for part 4 whenever we're going to cover the final thing for your shoulders. And like I said before, like, share, subscribe, share again, all that stuff. Leave comments, guys. Really helps the videos. And any questions, throw them up as well. Any ideas for another 4-part series would be pretty cool too. So let me know and I'll get on it. Dumbbell juggling, dumbbell juggling, dumbbell juggling, dumbbell juggling. Waha!